Hello and welcome to Unbaking chocolate-covered cocoa balls. That's cocoa as in coconut. Yeah, and the first thing we gotta have to do is take the balls out of the refrigerator. Because if they're in the refrigerator, we can't do anything with them. We're putting back on the filthy gloves, making sure stuff is in our way so nothing else will fit in the refrigerator. And then we start uncovering these balls. Uncovering the chocolate from these balls, to be exact. And this chocolate is, of course, Tony's chocolonely's sea salt and caramel milk chocolate. The most popular flavor. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that correctly, so you'll just have to guess what I just tried to say, or something like that. Yeah, and while I'm uncovering this, I can tell you a little bit about what's going on with me this week. Well, since last week I ate a ton of sweet things and other unhealthy stuff, I figured I have to make up for it. So this week I've only been eating chicken and vegetables. And some coconut milk, because coconut milk makes a soup made of vegetables and chicken that much tastier. And it's not that bad, I think, if you just use a little. Yeah, so obviously I wasn't going to ruin my diet by tasting these chocolate bars, so I went to a friend's house and asked him to put my balls in his mouth and tell me how they taste, so I would know if I actually put in too much sugar or stevia in the dough. And he asked me why I was asking him if it was too sweet, because obviously he wasn't the right choice for the job, but I figured he was, and he ate them, so it went. They're probably okay. Yeah, and now to vacuum up the last of the chocolate. Well, there's still some chocolate there, but not that much. Let's move on to the next segment, shall we? And the next part that you need to undo is to unroll these cocoa balls. Keep on rolling, 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 until the balls fall into pieces, back into the dough, where they belong. Yeah. And as you can see, there's a lot of grease going on here. Those gloves that I'm wearing, they're just not wet from water. There's actually, this is a pretty greasy dough. There's a lot of fat in it. I think you can say that in English. Can you say that in English? Let me know if you can't say that in English, and then I will never say it again until I forget about it, and then I will repeat my mistakes, because that's what I do. And when all the balls are back in the dough, we have one dough to unmix. We're trying to get all the ingredients to separate from the dough. And as you can see here, I used stevia sugar. A sugar that's not really sugar. Because I have an illusion or a theory that it's not as bad as regular sugar. And suck off that water. Yeah. Now we can see the oats getting out of there. Starting to separate from the dough. Without the water, the dough is pretty dry. The butter is starting to come back. And some cacao powder. Fair trade marked. I was trying to show that it was fair trade marked, but I was doing that moving a bit. And sucking up the stevia sugar. And then the brown cane sugar. You don't need brown cane sugar. Usually one uses vanilla sugar, but I figured I want to do this a bit different. Because I never do stuff different. Sucking up the coconut flakes. Back into the bag. Sealing the bag. And sucking up the oats. Now the oats are gone. There's just the butter left. We'll take the butter out and put it back on the plate. And now we'll go back to the chocolate. That's all melted still. And we're going to try to unmix it back into lumps. Put it back into the micro oven to unheat it up. Unheat it. Now you can see it's starting to lump up into something that kind of resembles pieces of chocolate, but not really yet. But after a couple of more seconds inside the micro oven, yeah, it's starting to shape up. You can see it's basically pieces. You don't need to see anything anymore of this process. You've seen enough of this. We can continue to the next part. Now we're going to put the pieces back together. Just uncracking them. We'll do that. So here, uncracking the big part that says Tony's chocolonely. And undividing pieces. This is pretty easy. You can try it at home. Kids, try this at home. And if you manage to do it, make sure to record it. And impress on all of your friends and enemies and other people. Put the chocolate back in its silver paper, whatever it's called. And then we have to make sure that the glue sticks back on the paper. And then we're done. We got our chocolate chocolonely cake back. Cake. Not cake. Bar back. Yeah, bar. Well, that's all for me. Goodbye.